Yeah, so I'm just making a video course where I'm basically helping business executives with creating the only four videos they would need to market their product. And those four videos are basically a corporate video that gives an idea to a proper, like a possible prospect of what their business is and what they're doing. Then a product video that goes specifically into their product and or their service and what that product is and all the things it can do for the prospect. And then the third video is a process video that takes people through their entire process as a company. If it's a landscape company, what is the entire process that their prospects or clients can go through? So
Right.
we take you into the show villa, we show you all of these different things on our catalog, you pick stuff, then we plan everything together. Once that's done, we align with you, and then we start production, things like that. So that's the entire process. And then the final thing is a testimonial video. So as a prospect, I now know what your company is, I know what your process is, I know what your product is, but what about your credibility?
Right.
So that those are the four different videos that I'm kind of building into a template kind of structure, so then I can teach that as a video course, probably $100 product.
So the question, Jay, the video course is showing the business owner how to do that themselves.
Yes. So as a business, the whole kind of idea of this is because of what everything is going on. There's obviously going to be financial issues for several businesses. So this video course helps companies get rid of the cost of the video marketing companies and stuff like that, and be able to create the entire, I mean, all their four videos themselves. So
Right.
not only am I going to teach them the templates of how to do it, I'm also going to show them easy ways and how they can produce that video for free within their own room in less than 30 days.
Okay. So there's one aspect is cost, right? We want to save cost, which is true. The other aspect is time. So the jobs to be done, we want to minimize the time and minimize the likelihood of something going wrong. It sounds like the
Yes.
likelihood of something going wrong, you're guiding them through. But the time aspect I'm interested in because, we've
Yeah.
had to let people go. For example, I've let my podcast editor go. I now have to do that myself, which means I've got more stuff to do, so I have less time. So how are you managing that part of the issue?
Which is more than enough time for them to do a lot of other stuff that they're working at. Because I know people that are doing this course will be busy.
Right.
So if you're just chipping away an hour or two max every day for those 30 days, then you can have all those four videos done.
Yeah. So I think what I'm hearing is an hour a day is still a lot for a business owner. Like if you ask me to give an hour a day, I'd struggle.
Yeah.
But if I then switch my mind to, well, I'm building these assets that are going to be used again and again, then I'm willing to put that hour in. I think the only
Yeah.
one that's probably repeatable is the testimonial video. You'll do that again and again with different people. The other ones will stay
Yeah.
relatively fixed if the product stays the same and the business stays the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And the thing about this is, yes, okay, you can put an hour a day, and that is a long amount of time. But it's, yeah, if you're thinking about it in a sense of, like, people go to the gym, right, for an hour a day or 2 hours a day, and that's to transform your body or whatever. So think of this as like a 30-day transformation of your business. So you can do it in 30 days if you want to get it done quickly, or you can take 5 years to do it. If you want to put the time in, I can show you how to do this whole thing in 30 days.
Okay. I like that.
Um,
I like that. So I think then what would be interesting as a business owner is if the course can give me that if I do have the time in 30 days, I'm going to learn the skills as well as get the four videos, the output. But what would also be interesting is if you give me options where you say, okay, here's how you can outsource the video editing affordably. Here's
yeah,
how you can minimize your workload, because they probably don't mind doing the camera part where they're directing the visuals because they know how they want it to look, but they probably don't have the skills, the software, or the desire to sit in front of Premiere Pro and
yeah.
edit.
There are three parts pretty much to my courses. One is I'm showing them the entire template of, this is how you do these videos. This is the kind of wording that you need. These are what you're giving it, along with a PDF copy of each product. And the
Okay.
second part is look, I know this is designed for business owners that are not studying film and stuff. So how do you film this or create the actual video in a cheap way? So you can record it on your phone like this, you can record on a webcam like this, make sure there's this background. If you don't even want to see your face, that's fine. There are free applications available where you can animate your video for super easy.
Okay.
Or you can have text backgrounds for super easy. Or you can just do a Zoom recording with one of your clients, ex-clients, and do the testimonial really easily. So that's the second part. Then the third part is how do you edit it for free? So that can be a video like editing software, or that's available for free, like the one that I showed you, or the certain programs that I'm showing online that are web-based, like animating programs that are super simple to use. It's almost like a drag and drop builder for a website. It's a very similar platform. So that has an editor inside it. Now the other option is, look, if you don't want to do the video and you don't want to edit it, then you can outsource it in cheaper areas like Upwork or Fiverr and stuff like that. And these are the kind of this is how I would structure the message so that you can get the communication across to how you want it.
There's different levels of solving the problem. So one is, hey, you can do it yourself. It takes 30 days. It's level one. Level two is you can outsource it to Fiverr or Upwork. And here's how you do that. So I would even want the templated text of what to send.
Exactly.
All of that stuff, right?
Exactly.
Make it easy. Copy and paste. I would even have a third option in the course where you say, if you want our editors to do it for you, fill out this form. And it could be a Google form. And you can oversee an editor that you find on Upwork. And you can just do the 20% of polishing. That is a way to take it from $100 you've got up to maybe, $200 per customer. You've just doubled your revenue.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Because you're solving a problem for me. Like if I've already spent 100, now it's a decision of, can I save 15 days of editing by spending another 100? I'm going to spend that money and probably double that every time.
I think you can have like another level where, look, not only will we edit it for you, but we will have an interview with you. We will do your talk to you about your company, and we will create the scripts all for you.
Yeah,
$500 or whatever.
There's a range of services there. So one is we'll do the editing. Yeah. One is we'll jump on the phone with your customers and interview them about you, because you know the right questions to ask to get the shots. There's a range of things from the basic up to we'll literally do it for you, a concierge type offer. The person who's probably buying $100 course for do it themselves is probably never going to spend $1,000 on high-end video editing, but you can probably get $500. They'll buy a little bit and then another piece and add-ons,
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is like, if there's, let's say, 20 people getting the $100 course, there might be 2 or 3 people that are like, look, if this guy's giving $100 course, I've already seen this course and the course is good. What if I just pay $900 more or whatever, X dollars more? Yeah. And this person will do it for me.
Exactly. So that's at the kind of higher end of, they're starting here and you're offering services that are up here, right? So this is your gap. To get the revenue per customer from here just a little bit up, like even 10% up makes a difference, right? So you can have things like, there's the silver version of your course, which is just the course. The gold version is you get access to a Facebook group that you're in and they can ask you questions directly and advice.
Right.
And then there can be a platinum version where they get email access to you, guaranteed 24-hour response.
Right.
So you can think about those levels and just create something. And the focus is never on making more money. It's solving their problem at a higher level, and you'll get more money in return for that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I really like that. That's awesome.
So in terms of where you're going to put the course, on what platform, and how you're going to distribute it to find customers, talk to me about that.
Yeah. So that's going to be on, like, it's not going to be on a platform. It's just going to be on a website, and we're going to market it ourselves. So basically how this all started was we got kind of discovered Russell Brunson from ClickFunnels. So that's kind of how it just spiraled. So his whole thing is, he doesn't use any platforms for his video course and stuff. We have his drag and drop builder called ClickFunnels, and we're using that to make our website. And the things will sit there and we will market it outside and do it there rather than putting it on Udemy or something.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. One thing then to talk about is you mentioned that ClickFunnels kind of transitions somebody from a stranger to a customer. There's an escalation of their commitment, the money they spend with you, etc. And that leads on to when you're saying you're going to do Facebook ads and YouTube ads, what you never want to do is show an ad to somebody that's never heard from you before saying, hey, buy my course. Because that's going from, I don't know you, to marry me. We have to go from eye contact, waving, hello, what's your name, and escalate that slowly. So what's your plan for connecting with people and building a relationship before you ask for the money?
Yeah. So when starting off with like cold traffic, it's basically an ad that kind of gets them to visit my site or download something for free, basically. So what is something that they can get interested in to basically give them my email? To basically give me their email. So that's the first step. And once I have that email, I'm basically building a list, right? And then once that's built, then I'm drip feeding them content every week or 2 times a week or however that structure is. So once that's done, then slowly there's this kind of friendship, this bond that's being built. And maybe I show them a video, and then slowly that builds up to like them watching a webinar, and then that builds up to, okay, now I get it, now I can buy this course. And once they buy this course, they're like, okay, I've seen this course, I know this person, I've known this person for like 2 months now, and I'm really interested. Okay, now I can buy this like next level upsell or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that gradual organic growth.
Exactly. So I just want to fill in a couple of details on that. You're pretty much 90% there. Some people will buy your product right out the gate, but that's 3% in any market. 97% are not ready to buy. So 3% are ready, and another 7% are open. The other 90% are just not interested. So you're right. We need to build that relationship first. So you said that the first thing is you give something free to get their email address. Then you build a relationship over time by giving them content, and then you ask them for the money. So a step just before that I would recommend is the first thing that you give is just a video or some piece of content for free that you put onto Facebook or YouTube where there's no opt-in. It's called ungated content. And what happens is on your ClickFunnels, your website, you put the Facebook pixel and the Google pixel. And it's just a tiny piece of code that you get from Facebook or Google. It's called the pixel. So you can type Facebook pixel or Google pixel. You'll find videos on YouTube for how to install it. And it's just a line of code that you put into your ClickFunnels or into your website. What that does is if 100 people come from anywhere to your website, Facebook and Google record who those 100 people are so you can retarget them with your ad in the next step. And why that's good is if you're just your first post. So let's say you've got $100 budget a month, right? Rather than spend the whole $100 and splitting it by saying, here's $50 to get people's email address and then $50 to get them to buy something. What you're going to do is you're going to spend, say, $20 just boosting a post where there's nothing they have to give you. They just see a piece of content and they know who Jay is. The next $20 or $30 is retargeting those people to take the free thing and give you their email address because they already know you. So there's already some relationship established. And why that makes sense is that money you use to get them to give you their email address, because you're retargeting, your audience size is way smaller. It's only the people that saw your original piece of content, your original post. So that same $30, you can use that to hit them 4 or 5 times because they're not going to convert first time. They're going to get busy. They're going to forget. They're going to open another tab. And once you've got the email address, then of course you can email them, right? It's free, but you can also, again, keep retargeting them. So they start to see your other videos, your other content. So when you make the offer, you've already touched them 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. They know who Jay is. They like your content. You've built trust. At that point, $100 is nothing. So the conversion journey, people make the mistake of thinking it's stranger to purchase in one go. It's actually multiple steps and there's an escalation. So it's ungated content. people see it, retarget them with an ad to give you the email address for the free thing, and then retarget those people to get them to buy something.
Right.
You'll find videos on YouTube for how to set up retargeting ads. It's really simple. It's as simple as uploading a list of email addresses sometimes.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. That's really cool.